Kyle here from All Media Reviews, here to do a review and a couple of things, kind of like a video blog too. So, why don't I just do the review first? So, I saw Mayor Hawthorne last night at the Fine Line. Everyone else watching the Grammys, fine, or if they wanted to. But it turned out it was the same night. Mayor's been nominated for Grammys. He even won one, but this is like I count it's the fourth time I've seen him, or fifth time I've seen him solo. Second set of at the Fine Line, and then I've seen him with Tuxedo twice. Once at the Fine Line. And it's a different band again. This guy he used to have with his band for I think every other show I saw him. This guy Christian Wunderlich wasn't even with him. So I'm wearing my Mayor shirt. He has this new album out, For All Time, which is on my list from 2023. The Pool is the one banger on it that I really like. There's a couple other decent songs, the title track. So, what can I say about it? I mean, I'm glad I went, but at the same time, and the opening act was this, like, DJ set. It was like vinyl, spinning vinyl, these women that, I don't know, he's friends with or whatever. One of them was actually from here originally, so... He's still good, even though it's a different band. It's all women except the drummer. It's a black dude's a drummer, but female guitarist, female keyboardist, female bass player. And he did a lot of this. They opened with The Pool. You're looking at the set list here. He did, let's see, Physical Touch, I think. Is Physical Touch on here? I'm looking at the set list. Yes. Was it on the For All Time, the title track? One other on here. I'm just looking here. Eyes of Love. No. I mean, the one thing I'll say is a lot of it was like medleys. Not medleys exactly, but the songs seemed to flow into each other, and it went. Even though the show started much later than my wife and I would have liked. She's the bigger Mayor Hawthorne fan than I wouldn't be into him if it wasn't for her. So, but the show started at like 9:15. The opener went over an hour, which is weird. Even though it's an opener, they were just DJs or spinning vinyl. But I mean, he did a few of the classics per se. Mayor Hawthorne's he's released like 5 or 6 albums since 2009. Breakfast in Bed is a song I like. He did The Walk toward the end, and the encore he did Henny and Ginger. He'll always play Henny and Ginger, I think. He did not do No Strings Attached or Designer Drug, 2 are my favorites, but I mean, a few of the other tracks were decent. Love Like That, Backseat Lover, that's off of Where Does the Door Go, I believe. That's his best record. But I don't know. I think Mayor was into it. The performance wasn't bad, per se. It's just the previous shows. The shows when he played at First Avenue, he had this great sort of energy and rhythm with his, like, backing band where they're all in synchronization. They dance together. The energy was greater. I mean, I give him effort points. It was good to see him again. Although, and the last time we saw him a couple years ago for the Rare Changes tour, which I think he did some of the Rare Changes tracks on this. I'm looking at I don't know Rare Changes nearly as well as some of the other albums. Cosmic Love is one that I like. Maybe so, maybe no. He only played like an hour, so last night was like an hour and a half, maybe. But I don't know. It's weird with him. I felt like I was only partially into it. I was kind of distracted, mind you, at the same time, and that has nothing to do with being at the Fine Line, being on a Sunday night. Yeah, I was glad to see him again. If he comes back, it's gonna kind of take more for me to want to go. My wife may go regardless, but I'm not sure. I don't know. We're getting a new Chromeo album in like 2 weeks. We'll see what happens with that. My wife's not optimistic about that. I like their EP during COVID, I'm going to go over the calendar. Capital Cities is the other one that we both share, and I'm actually maybe slightly bigger fan, and I want them to come out with a new album. They're working on it, but we haven't had enough information, I guess. Spencer Ludwig, they had some singles in 2023. Spencer Ludwig is not a member, but he's playing. It's like Capital Cities featuring Spencer Ludwig now. I don't know, and he's doing vocals besides playing the trumpet. But anyway, that's my review of the Mayor's show. So to do some other house cleaning stuff, so I have tomorrow off, but I also had last Friday off. Last Friday had a bunch of new releases that came out between albums and singles. One was, the biggest to me probably was the Van Art record. It's called Forgiveness. Let's see here. I have it pulled up here. Forgiveness something. Downloads. Forgiveness and the Grain. I've listened to it once, and I've heard a couple of the singles. I like it, and I did buy the vinyl, kind of just out of fear, because I never got the last record on vinyl, In the Dead Deadwood. I really liked that album after sort of shine on it a little bit. Because the single he put out, I didn't love that much. This album is more spotty. I don't know. I'm going to listen to it more. It's more noisy. I don't know if... And I like when Van Art and Oceansize had done noise at points, but at some point it kind of gets to be too much. So, but I'm a fan of his. I want to support him. And at this point, I guess depends on how much I like this record, I will feel about whatever he does next, in terms of physical. But I bought a copy. I also bought a digital version. So that came out, Forgiveness and the Grain. I mean, the jury's still out on. Then Persefone, progressive death metal band, technical death metal band, Persefone from Andorra, put out an EP titled Lingua, Ignota Part 1. I listened to that finally today, because I was trying to explain that on Friday all this stuff came out, was released. I wasn't really able to listen to a lot of it, because I had an appointment for the cats, and I had an appointment for my mother-in-law, and just doing stuff over the weekend, no time, but... So I'm catching up a bit. But this EP that I listened to this only for the first time today, and it was being praised, and it kind of justified it. It's rather good. I think the fact it's an EP, it's only 26 minutes long, it's 5 tracks, helps it. It's more concrete, it's more refined than some of their other records that go on for a while. Kind of reminds me of like the Faceless and Burst. Those are the two bands I'm hearing. I mean, I've known Persefone for over a decade now, and they have their own sound to an extent, but I'm hearing a decent amount of the Faceless and Burst among others. So the other big release, and I know my friend Christian, Frantic Dav from the Images and Words Discord channel and YouTube and Facebook and everything, Kyros, and he's a guy named Rodent's really into them. I've noticed like Notes Reviews mention it, Rhyme Signatures mention it. The British band Kyros, their album Mannequin, very electronic, synthy, 80s sounding, technical. The one band that I've been listening to them the last few months is that I'm noticing. I'm hearing some of in this album Mannequin, and in their sound is Dirty Loops, actually. I mean, in a good way, and then not necessarily such a good way, in that it's almost overtly hot, like major key happy, and it's like something Jordan Rudess would write in some ways, but. There's enough moments though where, and I haven't even listened to the whole thing. I've had it in the car on Saturday. I need to give it more time, but I'm only slightly hopeful about it, But I know people love this band, them along with Azure, and Azure is actually part of the update on the calendar. They're coming out with a new record probably this year. So Azure, them, who's the other band they're from the UK. That gets kind of an association with Kyros. I'm forgetting. Christian will probably chime in or tell me about it later. Now I'm just a band that I know that I'm not thinking of Agent Fresco, but one thing that's interesting about Kyros is their singer, I guess, has transitioned. Used to be male and now is female, I guess, but and she has a bit of an effeminate style vocals. Kind of reminds me a little of the singer from Team Me, so it's interesting. But, yeah, or like Ebb, that's the other band, Ebb. I'm thinking maybe that was the thing I was thinking of, because Ebb is 4 out of 5 females. It's a prog band. They got featured in Prog Magazine again recently. Anyway, So let me go over some of the other calendar. This kind of this is a blog, video blog / calendar update. I mentioned that all that stuff just came on Friday. There were a bunch of singles that came on Friday. The Warning put out a single called "Sick" and a video for it. And the "Sick" is it's S. It's all caps S. It's like an exclamation point. It's not a I think, or like an I. I mean like a one. It's one of the two. I like it. I need to go back to it, but it's heavier than More, the one they put out last year. But there's another single coming out probably soon, and information on the album hopefully from the Warning. And then Everything put out a single also. Let me just go over that one. I feel like I'm backtracking, but Everything put out a single as well, which is really good. The End of the Contender, which their album is coming out. When is it? Like in 2 weeks or a week? Is it this coming week? Everything. Why isn't it on here? My eyes are failing me, unfortunately. Let me just do it. North Sea Echoes also. No, it's not till March 1st. But yeah, I really like the second single from Everything quite a bit. The End of the Contender. It's a video too. Josh Rouse, he has a side project called Isla or Isla. I think it's Isla actually. They put out an EP as well. I don't know. My wife isn't that. He's more into Josh Rouse, and she wasn't into the Isla stuff. Doesn't mean I couldn't be into it, but there was one other band also that put out a single, and then Christian of all people did share. There's a band that put out an album, and I listened to a little bit of it. It wasn't doing a lot for me. They're a little bit. They're called. It's like a collaboration between Collisions and Birds in Row. You and I in the Gap is the name of the. It's like a split or combination EP. I think it's EP because it's just 3 tracks, but it's 2 different bands. Colliguns and then Birds in a Row. But I don't know. I like the first song. I need to listen to it more. I remember I was thinking it was going to be something different than it was. But let me just kind of backtrack a little bit here on other stuff that has come up on the calendar. I mean, just to go over what's coming up this week, because I don't know if I'll do another calendar video this week. This week there isn't much, actually. For people that like them, you have Christopher Gilmore's Empty, Chapel Disease Echoes Light, and The Pineapple Thief, It Leads to This. Then Bella Fleck is a week from today. I'm looking forward to that, Rhapsody in Blue. So you have Chromeo on the 16th, Adult Contemporary, I just mentioned them. Granddaddy's Blue Wave, Einar Solberg, The Congregation Acoustic. A lot of this stuff, I'll listen to the Chromeo, of course. Isan, props to my friend Josh from Heavy Debriefings, just interviewed Isan. His self-titled album comes out on the 16th. I mentioned that before. Along with Kimono's Mind Out of Mind. Isan, there's 2 versions. There's one orchestral version and one that's like pure black metal, I guess. Good interview, though. North Sea Echoes, they put out a single, and I liked it more than the first single, which I'm blanking on the name of it right now. But that album's still slated to come out on the 23rd, I mentioned in a previous video, along with Sleepytime Gorilla Museum. Let me just see here. What else has been brought up? I did not mention a few weeks ago when I did the last one of these, the Crooked Fiddle Band. A band that I liked, but I stopped thinking about. But their new album is coming out. They're from like down under. They're known as like a frog band or something. But their new album comes out. I thought I added it on here, but maybe we didn't actually have a date on it. They're kind of a chamber acoustic band. Their album's called The Free Wild Wind and the Songs of Bird, but it's not expected till autumn. That's what it was. But they're a band that's kind of like, not the Decemberists. It's like progressive folk, really. They're fun. They remind me of Miracles of Modern Science. It's the one band, but most people don't even know them. I'm trying to think of a Nickel Creek or Punch Brothers in that vein a little bit, or they're fun. They're more chamber-esque, so they're kind of the Deer Hunter meets, I don't know. I got into them. It's funny. I listened to a couple of their records. I saw this article about frog bands. They were called, I think they might be from New Zealand. There's a bunch of bands using acoustic and chamber instrumentation that are from either Australia or New Zealand. And they were the one that stood out the most, that were recommended the most. And I got into them, and then I just lost touch with them, and they kind of they may have been other bands or have other jobs, but anyway, this is the first new album in a few years from them, but it's gonna not be out till the fall. But I mentioned Azure. Their album FYM comes out in May, I guess. I love some of the songs on that debut album from a couple of years ago. A Sailor Will Win or whatever it's called. That was an epic track. Let's see. There's a couple other things that have come up. Black Country Communions V comes out in June. Since the last update, there's some other stuff that's already was announced that I just sort of thinking about more. Jacob Collier's Digest Volume 4. Paula Cole has an album called Low, just L-O. I haven't really thought about her in a long time. There's a lot of stuff happening with Dirt Poor Robins, of course, right now. They're promoting the Firebird's going to be coming out on vinyl. They've been posting on social media and Instagram, especially about that. Let me just go through the list, and I can just wrap this up. The part about the calendar, at least there's like one or two other announcements, but ooh, yeah, no. I mean, it's been more like rumors and stuff like that. Well, more on Police posted another teaser, and Sandra said that he can't do vocals in the wintertime. They're trying to finish that up. Oh, and the Dredge news, I forgot about that. But more on Police, he says they posted some clips, but the album will get done. It's just a matter of him being able to sing right now, and he can't sing when it's too dry. The climate's too dry, so we're going to wait till the weather gets a little bit better and he can finish it up. So it's more on Police's album's probably not going to come out until the summer or fall, but we'll see. Dredge posted something last week talking about how they're looking for a space to write and record, which the writing part is a little bit unfortunate, but, again, beggars can't be choosers. We're talking 12 years since their last record, 13 years. But they posted something. Their plans are they want to find a space in the Bay Area to both write and record the rest of the records. Some of it's done. So, again, we're not counting any chickens, but, it means some activity is intended from the Dredge camp. I didn't talk about the Reina Kindo show, and that happened in Ohio, actually. I remember mentioning the last update, but A to Z from Ray Alder and Mark Zonder, they're putting on another record. That was announced a few weeks ago. I don't know if I mentioned it in the last update. I think that's about it. Mark Knopfler. Yeah, what I'm wanted to announce, well, I just set up a Facebook group because of sort of the thing with YouTube and, all the things I'm trying to get done, the Kevin Gilbert stuff. And that's the other thing. I forgot about this, but a Facebook group for YouTube channels and prog music channels and prog discussion, and YouTube music discussion. I don't know if it'll go anywhere, but I figure at this point, what do I got to lose? Maybe it will help sort of organize and promote not only my own channel's videos, but others that probably could really use it. So I can why don't I just kind of address the whole thing. So, I made that video, of course, with the Dream Theater songs, and I did watch the prog stream, even though I was busy. I watched it later. It wasn't brought up, so I don't know, I replied to a couple comments, on Twitter and Facebook beforehand. I don't know, but I just think it was, it would have made some sense because of, how much I appreciate Dream Theater. And, every band that's as a topic I'm not necessarily as versed and has so much background and experience with, but Dream Theater obviously is one I am, and so it's really unfortunate that I wasn't even able to live chat with them during the discussion, but I've seen Dream Theater live the most out of any other band. I think I've seen them 14 or 15 times. The Deer Hunter, I'm getting close, but on the same front with doing live streams, doing the web-based, browser-based videos, reacting to Spotify songs and the Prog Archive stuff, and to try to improve or reduce or eliminate the problems with the clipping on my microphone based on my laptop here, and also that headset. I went to Guitar Center the other day to pick up a gift card for my my brother's kid for a gift for the holiday, so we just had our holiday party. Unfortunately, it's 2 months later than normal for Hanukkah. And I just thought I'd look at the microphones, and I was talking to some people who worked there, and they said that instead of buying a new microphone, I mean, I could. I have some microphones from when I did the Psych podcast down in a box in the basement, but he said that they said the people at the Guitar Center suggested I use what's known as an interface, like a mixer. I don't know if it's exactly, but it would potentially improve that. And they gave me a bunch of different brands: Scarlett Solo, Volt One, Presong. Presonus, Audio Box, Go XLR, and Mackie Mainstream. I don't know, but I want to try it because, and also for like Zoom calls and just to try to improve or, eliminate the clipping problem that I get from the microphone on this thing, and on that headset because it's going into here. I don't know, but it's frustrating. But I'm hoping that, unfortunately, the price can range, just like a microphone itself. There's a kit you can buy on Amazon that my coworker showed me today that's like $50. It comes with a mic, and it comes with all this extra stuff and the interface. But I may not need that. I may just need the interface, get a nicer interface. I don't know. But that is my hope to do soon. Unfortunately, budget has become kind of tight recently because I had to, go into the vet, having my car worked on and all this other stuff. But yeah, I mean, I want to get back to continuing on Kevin Gilbert. Thud, track by track, and I actually think I'm enjoying doing them, and they're coming out well. I'm enjoying having them. When the Shaming of the True multi-disc comes out from Kevin Gilbert's estate, which in all likelihood it seems like it will probably be in 2025 because that would be the 25th anniversary of the release of the Shaming of the True, I would want to do the same thing. We'll get, 4, 5, 6 versions of each song on the Shaming of the True, so this won't be the last one, hopefully. But, I'm thinking about the 10-year anniversary stuff, and thinking about some other plans, what I want to do. But I'm still obviously trying to go back to the albums of the year stuff. Working on 1982. Hopefully, at least have 82 up this week, if not both 82 and 83. So that's about it, and I'd like to get together with some of these people to do the, the round table discussion stuff again, but it's you don't have time, I'm just trying to pay my bills and, do whatever. But thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Please ring the notification bell if you haven't either, and leave a comment. I really appreciate that, and we'll see you next time.